Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Is it September? Did someone say it was September? I've got my autumnal cardigan on because I love the burn months. I'm so excited. I'm in my 4 favourite months of the year. So exciting. I'm so excited. But not only that, we've got another collab. Scraptember 2025, and I have spent well, a fair few days going through my scraps, because we all know, if you've been with me for a while as well, welcome back. And if you're new, hey, welcome to the craziness. Yeah. You'll know that I'm always, one of my biggest mottos is save your scraps. Don't chuck it away. Save your scraps. And I do. And I think that actually came to life recently, since I was sorting through my scraps for this collab. Yep. So first off, I mean, this alone, this little folder that I found I had 6 scrap drawers. 6 scrap drawers. I think the not throwing it away and saving your scraps is a little bit excessive. If you looked up junk journal scraps in the dictionary, it'd have my face next to it with a really cheesy grin. But this folder alone, I mean, look at this. I mean, I just isn't this folder just delicious? Absolutely beautiful. I mean, I don't want to call it scraps. I'm not going to lie. I really don't. But yes. So we've got that one. Then we've got a little pile. And this is the bigger papers. So, yeah, like the bigger sheets of scraps that have got like punches cut out of them or rips down them, or I've cut part of them and stuff, and I've just put them in the scrap drawer. And then see this shadow here, I'm chucking my washi tape everywhere now. This little shadow here is I'm getting ahead of myself. So this box here, this is some of my medium-sized scraps. So like A4, 4x4, 3x4, 3x5, just, yeah, look, little scraps like that. So this is the medium-sized scraps in here. Then we have another one, and this is all the strips and the teeny weeny. This is what I call my collage fodder. This is what I love for my cluster fodder. I love this box. This is just everything little. You will find every single thing in here. Stamped ephemera, texture paste ephemera, bits of jelly print, bits of pattern paper. There is absolutely doily. I mean, that should be in the medium. Yeah, bits of scrap pattern paper. I mean, look at that. That's just where I was working on a file folder. But how absolutely delicious is that? Beautiful. Yeah, scraps of paper. There's bits of acetate in here. There's strips from when I've been cutting out my digitals. Loads and loads of strips. I mean, there's bits that are just to look at, you'd think, I can't do anything with that. I mean, I don't keep like teeny weeny little bits of, I mean, that's off of it. That I didn't keep that. That's obviously got stuck. That's the back of a double-sided tape. But then that doesn't stop there, because I didn't get finished. So, are you ready? Oh. This is, I emptied the scrap, all the scrap drawers that I had. I emptied them in this massive cardboard box, and I still have all this to go through. There is just so many scraps. I mean, I've even kept this, it's empty, but I was like, I could do something with it. Yeah, there's envelopes, there's big envelopes, and they're full of other envelopes. There's file folders that have been ripped. There's all sorts in here, absolutely all sorts. So this is what we're playing with. We have a prompt list. You don't have to stick to it if you don't want to. It's just to give you sort of like some inspiration or some motivation or something like that. Just, you know, if you got a bit of crafty block and you're sitting there and think, I want to do something, but I don't know what to do. Pick a prompt, any prompt. It's not in any particular order at all. It's just, they're just prompts. So you don't have to do them in order. You can pick whichever one you like. So yeah, there's some ones on here that make me a bit nervous, I'm not going to lie. But we'll see. We'll see what we come up with. It's going to be fun. And make sure that in your title of your video, or title or description box of your video, of your Instagram post, on your not so much Facebook. I won't see your Facebook posts, I'm afraid. I just don't use Facebook. But TikToks and stuff like that, I will see. So use the hashtag, then I can search the hashtag and I can see what everybody's making. It's going to be so much fun. Inside this Scraptember, so if you have been with me for a while, you know last year I did Halloween every day. And that was so much fun. But at the end of September, I did about a week where I was doing my prep for my Halloween every day. Well, I am going to integrate that prep in with Scraptember because we're going to be using a lot of the scraps in Halloween every day anyway. So, winning! But yeah, don't forget to use the hashtag because it's going to be so much fun. And yeah, what are we doing today? Something with scraps. I need to have a think. I haven't got that far yet. I've got my mat out. That can only mean one thing. We're experimenting. Well, what I thought I would do first off is, let's jazz up our scraps before we start making stuff. Because, I love jazzing up stuff. So I thought I'd get my mat out, and today's prompt is paint. So we're going to be using paint and things. So yeah, watercolours, acrylics, all sorts of paints. And we're going to jazz up. I'm going to do my mop-ups. So we're going to be doing some mop-ups. Now, normally what I do is I get my jelly plate out. So let's get my jelly plate out and make some really cool bits and pieces just with our scraps. So I've just got out my little 5x7 jelly plate because obviously we're using scraps, so we don't need a big one. I mean, you can get a big one if you want, but because some of the bits and pieces, let's put this here, because some of the bits and pieces that we are going to be just doing some like texture and stuff on are only teeny weeny little bits. I kind of figured that we don't need my largest jelly plate. So we're just going to be using the 5x7. If you haven't got a jelly plate, it really doesn't matter. You can just use a silicone mat, a glass mat, or anything like that. I'm just using a jelly plate because I have one. So let's get making some scraps because we're going to be making stuff because I consider this a scrap. And look at that. Isn't it delicious? So, like, that's a scrap. I know it's something on the back, but I used it to ink on. So, I mean, is it a scrap? Because, well, it's in my scrap box. So, what I'm going to do is, we'll do this first. Let's put some yumminess on these. Because it was in my scrap bin. So they are now scraps. Da-da! So we've got our first bits to play with. Now, what paints are we going to use? All sorts. Right, so I'm so excited. I love doing this kind of stuff. I've got lots of paints out. First off, I love this one. Is it this one? The orange? No, it's not. It's this one. Orca by, it's a fluid acrylic, and it's an Art Alchemy by Finnabar. And I just love, oh, there's my paints. I couldn't find my Tim Holtz paints, but I have just found them. So we're just going to put a little bit on the mat. And then we've got our brayer. And we're just going to, look how fluid that is. We should have actually put it straight. Let's put it straight on there. Now, fluid acrylics are very transparent, so just bear that in mind. But they are so cool. And then what we could also do is, instead of wasting, just straight away, look at that. Oh, see, just it just gives it just a little something. So we're going to spray out what we've got left on here, and we're just going to mop up, is what we're going to do. I think that's enough on there. Right, so, and we've still got this on here. So what we're going to do is, I have got a box of homemade stamps just made out of foam and stuff. Excuse me. Like all sorts of things. I do have a video on this, but you'll have to go right back. And I've got things like burlap and stuff to make patterns and things. Let's get out. What else have we got? We've got a cork. We've got all sorts of bits and pieces. We've got some diamantes. Oh, this one is good. Right. So what we're going to do is, I want a bit of burlap. So I'm just going to lay that down and take that up. You won't be able to see a lot of what's going on. And then I do want some and then let's do right. And now we're going to get one of our bigger pieces. Here we go. How's that for size? Let's just cut that down. And this has just had paint on it, so I'm going to do it on this side. But we need to let this dry a little bit. Oh, got fluff everywhere. And then what we're going to do is, we're going to put another colour over the top. So I think we're going to put, I'm going to use Paper Arts' fresco paints in Koala. It's like a grey colour. So I'm just going to put that on top, and then brayer that down. Oh, there's a hair. So then I'm just gonna, these are like my, oh, that one looks like a Polaroid. There we go. And then where's the paint? Let's lay this down. Give it a good old rub. And hope that we get a really cool print on a bit of scrap Ah, oh my goodness. So where the paint was, oh, look at that. So where the paint was on the piece of cardstock, here, here, and here, it's left those bits on there, which is really cool. Look at the bit of burlap. Oh, I love it. That is so cool. Look at the grunge. Delicious. Ah. So let's do another one. And then we've got... I just found all these strips from when I have been cutting out digitals. So let's do some mop-ups. Let's do a little bit more of the orca. And then you can also... I mean, look at that. Oh, it's just delicious. You can also use your stamps or your stencils as well. So what I'm going to do, I've got my Poisonous SMS 171 by Tim Holtz, and I want to use this big one, because it looks like it's near enough the same size. But I'm just going to put it over in this corner. And now what we're going to do is we're going to get 2 prints out of this. So I think I'm going to put it on this one here, because, I mean, this is already delicious. But... so... I've got no room! Make sure it's all pushed down. There we go. And then let's see if we can get one without refreshing it. Yeah, but now we're just gonna just refresh it with a spritz of water. And even that is cool. And then we're going to use the same scrap. I mean, look at that. It's just so cool. So that's already jazzed that up. We're going to use the same piece of scrap cardstock, but you don't have to. I'll show you on the next one what I mean. I think I want... so I'm going to go with chocolate pudding, and this is semi-opaque. And then just put it over the top. Just like that. And again, if we get 2 bits of scrap like this, and then these bits are literally ready for some stamping or something. So let's put this on here and see what we get. Now, bear in mind, when you're jelly printing, trust me when I say, don't give up. It can take a while to get going. It always does. It really does with me. My first couple of prints are always like, oh, no. But once you get going... Right, now we know that the paint is going to leave some of this behind. Are you ready? My goodness. Now, unfortunately, because I used a dark colour in the background, you can't see the stamp, but I don't care. Look at that. Look at that for grunge. If I used a lighter colour in the background, it would have picked it up. But look, it's picked up the paint of the previous colour. How gorgeous is that? And don't forget, we want grunge. We're going for grunge because we're going to be using these in our Halloween every day. Now, you see this round the edge? I never wipe it off. I never, ever wipe it off because, and I'll show you why, it's delicious. That's why. I'm going to get I've got a tube of white paint. And I'm going to show you what I mean by... if I can get the lid off. That's a little bit too much, but let's put some on here. What I mean by you can use smaller bits. So let's just, because you don't want the paint too thick. So we have this here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our scraps from our where we've cut our digitals, place it on, and then we've got a cool little bit here. Let's place that on, and then place that on there. Place that on there. And have we got one to fit? Just about, doesn't matter. And then let's just see what we get. I'm hoping that it's gonna pick up the grunge from underneath. It does. Look at that. I did it the wrong way round on the piece of paper. But look at that. Look at that grunge. Oh my goodness. And then even just that. Perfect little piece of washi tape. Oh, look. Yes. And then hopefully... Ah, no way. Look at that. Beautiful. And then we've got the bigger bit at the top here. Look at that. Isn't that just delicious? Just love it. And that's how I clear up my mat. So now what we're going to do is we have all these pieces, but there's not enough. There's not enough. I want a little bit more grunge. So I'm just going to put on a teeny bit of the, well, she says, a teeny bit of the Azo Gold. Spread it round. And then I'm going to, and it will instantly, because this is a fluid, so it will instantly go fluid. And then we're just going to, look at that. This is what I mean by mop-ups. Oh. I mean, isn't it just delicious? And you've got more control over where you put the, look at that. Yeah, where you pick it up from. Right, so I want to keep that one like it is. And then we've got nothing over here. So let's just... I mean, come on. Look at that. Ah, it's just so grand. Oh, look at that. There's something about this Azo Gold by Golden. It's just my favourite. Oh, look. Look at that. I mean, and now we've got a beautiful grungy piece that you could put paste on. I'm just going to rekindle that. Oh, look. I'm wondering if it will... Yes, look. Come on. Oh my goodness, I'm having so much fun. I mean, look. Oh, just the texture. Look at that. Oof. I'm just gonna rip that off because it's got the text on. Let's leave those there. And then I'm just gonna do the other side. No way, look. Are you kidding me? I'm having so much fun. Right, I'm just going to put on a whole piece on this side and then a whole strip down here and see if we can just get up the rest of it. That's very faint. Are you kidding me? Look at that. Now, if you're into grunge, like I'm into grunge, this is just, it's what I call heaven. Right, I'm going to go and dry the bits I've got and then we're going to do some more. Right, so they're all dry. We will come back to them at the end. And now I've just got some cheap acrylic paint from Hobbycraft. And this is apparently gloss black. So I'm just going to put a little smidgen on. And then brayer it over. The lines from the brayer, I'm not too bothered about them. I'm not too bothered about them. So now we're going to go back in with our stamp because I'm thinking that this, because it's dark, will show through better. And then I'm also going to take part of the skeleton and just place him on the edge like that. Lift him lift him up, and then let's put him down on a scrap. And then it's very faint. I don't even think this will. Oh, look at that. It's very blurry and this is really faint, but it's still cool for the background to add for texture. So let's move this out the way. And then I'm thinking this is the same size. So these are the words are gonna be backwards, by the way. But do we care? No. Because don't forget, we're probably gonna cut these up anyway. And this, it just looks like a really faint print. It's just so cool. But again, with other stuff behind it, it's so weird because I still feel like I'm in August mode and I've got a rush. But I can take my time. I can take my time. Here comes the 3-hour videos. Not really. Well, maybe. This is me. Right, I think I'm just going to put this along the top. The paint might be dry, so it might not. Oh, I've just put my finger on it. Ah, it did take some of it. All this part about it. And then we've got that. So now what I want to do is, do we go with the Orca? No, I'm going to put the Azo Gold. First, I'm just going to let it dry a bit more, because the drier it is, the less chance you've got of the next paint you're putting on top to smear it. So just give it a little wave. But I'm hoping, because this is fluid and translucent, that it will be enough. Oh, I mean, already look at that. I would just wish I could just put a bit more on up there. I could just, oh, it's pink, bringing some of it up, you see. So there's a patch there. There you go. So because it's sticky, I'm not going to, I'm going to, do I want to go over the top of that? I don't think I do. I'm going to see if, what have I got? Right, I've got another piece here that didn't print properly. So that went in my scrap bin. Now this bit's going to have blank bits in it because it did start pulling up the image. But, oh, no way. Look at that. I hope the camera's doing it justice. I really do. Oh, that grunge is just... And even, look at that. With that image behind it. If that had been a clear image, that would have been a gorgeous piece of ephemera. I mean, it is a gorgeous piece of ephemera. Right, let's see what we get here. One, it's left a load of grunge on the jelly plate, which is winning. But two, are you ready? I don't even care that it's back to front. Look at that. I mean, look at the X-ray kind of thing of the skeleton. And the bit where it lifted, but not all of it. You can still see some of the image. Look at the grunge around here. And the way it's lifted, but some of it hasn't. Ah, that for Halloween is just going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. And look at the grunge we've still got around our plate. Right, so now, do we want to take up the grunge? I think we do. Yes, yes, yes. So, where's my white gone? Let's do... yeah, let's, but just a little bit. Just a little smidgen. Because what I want to do with some of my texture stamps like that, and then we can just, it won't come out because it's white, but I thought I'd give it a go. And then let's put some of just faintly like that. And I don't know what this is going to bring up, but I'm kind of excited about it. What colour do we want? I don't want to go with dark again, but I am liking the fluid, the Azo Gold. Right, so I've got squeezed in the matte tint, the Fresco tints by Paper Artsy. So I'm good because these are tints. So they're really, really... Oh, are you coming off yet? They're really, really translucent. I don't know if I've got enough on there. And I think this colour might be too light, but we're going to go with it. I've got another piece that I practiced my Halloween stamping on last year, strangely enough. So I'm just going to put this down and see if we can get up that grunge. Make sure you rub all round it so it sticks. Ah, some of it's left, but we've got some of it. Look at that. It's just a we can change that though. We can change that. We can grunge that up with distress. But look at this. And there's still parts. You can still see parts of the image. Look, there's part of the skeleton on there. Right, so now we're going to put our brayer away and we're just going to have a play. So we're going to put on a little bit of ochre. And I think I've got a little bit of this green gold as well. Just in different places. And then maybe a little bit of the Azo Gold. Oh, we says we're going to put our brayer away, but we're not. So then I'm just going to... Oh my goodness, that green gold. That's something else, that is. That's bright. Right, so now we're just going to... Because we're going to... mop up. But look at that. Oh. I mean, come on, if that's not Halloween. Let's just see if we can just pick up. Look. Oh, yes, 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 yes. So you don't have to use your stamps. You can literally just have fun with the paints. Oh, look. Isn't that just such a cool colour? And then obviously this is going to affect the paint, which I'm interested to see how. And some of these are photo paper, so they're even matte photo card. So they're even all going to come out really different. Ah! Oh, look at that. Just, I mean, with a bit of stamping over the top. Look at that. Right, let's get this bit and try and get... Yes. And then we'll go over this little skeleton bit. Look. It's just that it's the not knowing what you're going to get. Now, something tells me that these are going to look amazing with some stamping over the top. It's like it's crying out for some black stamping over the top and some gorgeous distress inks. Ah, yes. See how that's stuck? Look at that. I just took up the grunge. All right, let's get this bit's crying out to be taken. Oh, look. And remember, if you don't normally do grunge, that's absolutely fine. You can change the aesthetics, you can change the colours, do them in pinks, in pastel colours, and, you know, make them beautiful. You can also do that because it's texture, it's just something, it's a layer, it's something in the background, something different. It's just delicious. That's it. That's all it is. It is just delicious. I have to say, these, yeah, they're beautiful. Right, so we've had a lot of colour. This green gold by Golden high flow acrylic. Wow. Absolutely wow. I don't know where my others are. I think I've only got like neons, fluorescents, to be honest. But I want to do some more. I want to do some dark colour because we've had some orange, we've had some greens, we've had some beiges. So I want to do this gloss black, which I have to say I'm loving. Right, so I've got this, and this is Psychedelic Grunge. I love this one. We're going to be using this one. So I'm thinking of just like that. And I don't know if we would get a good print. No. But we could get some. Oh. I sounded like a musical instrument then. Did you hear that? Look at that. Messy play. This is messy play, but it's so much fun. This, yes, absolutely yes. Right, so now let's do a print. Let me get my big box. No, let me get my medium box. Because we have got all sorts of sizes in here. I mean, shall we? Now, you could lay a piece over the top and pull that, but I still want this, so I'm not going to. So I'm just kind of pressing over the doily. No, the paint was too dry, but we'll keep these out because... yes. Right, what do I want to do now? See, we've got these as well. These labels. These labels are perfect for this kind of thing. Got file folders, bits of ledger, coffee dyed paper. Yes. Yes, please, sir. And then on top of this, I think I'm going to go the Azo Gold. If I can recommend any paint, especially one that's a little bit pricey, because Golden, they're not cheap. Look at those. These are labels. These are office labels. And I have just instantly grunged them up. even just a little bit. Right, now before this dries, is this going to be too... Yeah, we're going to have to do it this way. Just rub it over. Ah, look at that. And look what's left. So cool. So cool. But I kind of think I want to keep that. So should we go back over with the white? Yeah, let's try and grab that. Try and get it all nicely covered. And then we want. So I've got a, got a scrap bit here, look, of music paper. Let's see what we get. We might be able to see some of the music paper underneath. We might not though, because of the white paint, because it's opaque. Oh, you can. Look at that. You can still see the music paper underneath. It's just giving it a grunge. Look at that grunge. Oh, wow. Right, so now we're going to play with the doilies. That's what we're going to do. So, I think I'm going to go down first with the Azo Gold because it's my favourite. But we need to be quick because this dries so fast. Oh, that's gorgeous. Right, so let's put this down like that. And then we're going to get some of this music paper that we just had, which I'm assuming will fit perfect. And then this paper will take up everything that the doily is not touching. So if we take up this, we get those little bits. And then look at that. Can you imagine that behind a pocket or just as a layer in your Halloween journal? Oh, yes. Right. So now theoretically, there should be, excuse me, there should be some doily. So we're going to go in with a light background because we don't want to lose it. I'm not going to lie. I'm loving the colour of my brayer at the minute. We don't want to lose any of it by going over with a dark. And we've still got this bit here. So let's, even though I really do like these stripes that I made with my custom made ink pad. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Wow. And it's picked up all the grunge around the edge, look. Oh, I'm going to do one. I'm going to do one in the gloss black. Because I think that would look absolutely epic. I don't think I put enough on. But we should be okay for the first layer. So I'm not going to use those two. I want to use a different one. And I want a lot of it on there. That's beautiful. Oh my goodness. I mean, look at that. Right, what do we want on top? What colour shall we do? Let's do the white. I don't know how much of this pattern is going to be left, because I can't see a lot on there. I've got this pad. I'm just gonna, it was in my scrap box, so it counts. Yeah, I'm not too sure how much of the doily is going to be left. So this one will be interesting. Enough of the doily is left. But I think I left it on there a little bit too long. But it's still a gorgeous print. Ah, right. I need to finish up. Let's do some of the ochre. So I'm just going to put a little bit down because we're going to do just some quick mop ups, and then we're going to have a little play. With some of the stuff that we've made is what we're going to do. I'm just giving it a little spritz, and I've also got some of the Just Walnut in the infusions by Paper Artsy in here, so I'm just giving that a little spray, and then we're just gonna, so as much as I normally do mop-ups, I don't think that needs anything on it. I'm going to leave that as it is. Yeah, sometimes, as much as I normally do mop-ups with, when I'm doing something else, just with like the leftover stuff. Oh, that just looks so cool. You don't have to. Oh, that just looks so cool. I just dried it. I mean, look at that. Just a little section, put on your work. Right, so let's put a little bit more on here. Oh, look at those. Oh, look at that. So cool. Yes. Oh, I mean, just... Oh! Look at that. Let's see if we can get any more up. Oh, come on. I mean, and this is just the first stages as well. Let's see if we can get up any more of the grunge from around the edge. Ah, we've lost a label. No, I think we've got... You do not want to stay on this sheet, do you? Yeah, I think we've got everything that was on there. So now let's go for some more of the gloss black. I mean, I keep all these as well. I'll use all those. Right, so now I'm just going to go over it again with the just walnut. And even though it's just one colour, look at the texture on that. Look. Ah, just yes. Look. Grungy, 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 grungy. Yes, 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 yes. That's what happens when it sticks. That's when it's just perfect. Oh, look, pulled off the edge. Look at that. I was saving this bit for that big chunk. Oh, look at that. All right, let's just go round, see if we can get any more. No, that's done. So we'll finish that. Now, what I am going to do is I've never done this before, so this is a first. I'm going to get my infusion, and it kind of is a paint. And I'm just going to lightly sprinkle some on. That's probably too much, but there is only one hole, so it's not a lot came out. And then what I'm going to do is look at that. Yes. And then maybe it needs a little bit more persuading. That's just delicious, that bit. Run it down. Perfect. All right, let's put a little bit on here. Not too much because we don't want to lose any of that. A little bit on the edge. And then maybe, oh yes. All right, what about a splodge of the doily? Right, I know this isn't a scrap, but I just want to use it to take off what's underneath. I mean, look at that. Oh, we've got more than one. Oh, look at that. Yes. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our little box of scraps. I don't know how long this video is, and I don't care because I'm having fun. A little bit, like, you know, bits that you're going to be like, what am I supposed to do with that? Well, this. Make them into something beautiful. And I dried the doily, and it looks so cool. I mean, so far, this, look at what we've got. Look at all this. Look at all this. Just out of scraps. But now, they're more interesting. They're not just scraps. Right, so I'm just going to pull. I don't even know what that is, but it's now just a little bit more interesting. Right, so what are we going to do now? Let's do a bit of the Azo gold. And I'm not printing anymore. I'm just spreading it out. Well, and that definitely makes that even more interesting, doesn't it? I was obviously just playing with my stamps. So we've got bits like this. Like, I mean, that wouldn't be any good, but and then all of a sudden we've got a piece that we can use. Oh, this is like got a bit of glitter on it. I was playing with my embossing glitters. But now I've just turned it into something grungy. And I don't really play with glitters. But for texture, they are really cool. I'm just going through my box, pulling out all the random bits. I mean, look at that. Stamp on. Oh, this is a bit of craft stock. So we'll keep that. I've even got acetate look in here. Got some labels that I designed and never used. But now they're just grungy and delicious. Got a strip here. Let's see if we can not much, but a bit. Let's see if we get any joy over here. Oh, a little bit. Look at that. And then I'm thinking that, yeah. And then maybe, oh, it's just so delicious. Right, we'll leave that there. And then all this, we're going to mop up with some of the white. So if you, like I said, if you ever want to clean your plate, stick down some white. And all the ones that I've got that are, I've not used stamps on, I might scan. So I might do a little kit for Halloween every day of some of my backing papers. Let me know in the comments if you would like that. Because we all need to have a play with these. I mean, just look at that. I have no words. And look, now my plate's practically clean. It's took up all the grunge, look. But how absolutely beautiful is that? Right, so now I've got one more thing I want to show you. It's so cool. So when I went to the Netherlands, Margreth's bestie gave me a huge pile. I don't know if you can you see this under here? I hope you can see it because the camera looks really dark from where it is. Spider vellum. And it's even got little spiders on. It comes in photo albums. It's so cute. But wait till you see what it does. It is so cool. Right, so now there's two ways that you can do it because I don't think that was enough. There's an embossed and a non-embossed. Where's my, there it is. I lost my brayer. There's an embossed and whatever the opposite to embossed is. Unbossed. On this spider vellum. I love that this is really translucent because it's a gloss. That makes me happy. So first off, if you've got some of this at home, you can just hold it up to the light and see which way it goes. So I want this side. Oh wait, just wait. It's so cool. So I'm just going to lay this down. And you get like two for the price of one, because you get the paint that goes on to the vellum, which just makes it absolutely gorgeous. And then you get to do the second print where the impression is left on the plate. Look at that. How cool does that now look? So we've got that, and now we've got this. And what do I want to do? What colour do I want to do? I'm going to do a little bit of that. And then some white. Oh, that was a little bit too much. I've probably just pulled that print off now, but that's okay. Oh, finger painting. Right, now let's, because I don't mind if it mixes like that. Have we got a bit in here? Because I've got a bit in my medium size box. That's delicious. Right, so I'm going to get, I know this is not technically scraps. It was in my scrap bin, so I am calling it scraps. I think I'll leave that on there, use that next time. Ah! My belly's doing somersaults. Please, 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 please turn out really cool. Oh. Are you kidding me? Look at that. Isn't it just really cool? I'm a little bit annoyed how the azo bulked up like that. It would have been nice if it had just been even. But, look at the webs. Right, now let's get this because we don't want to waste anything. Look at the state of my hands. Messy play is good play. So just gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go over it with the just walnut, because look at that. Look at that. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I mean, even though you can't really see it, it's still a texture. So I've got a bit of craft stock here. Should we see how that works? Ah, yes. I mean, look at that. How cool is that? And then we've got some Prima paper here, and we could just go over again with the walnut, and that should pick up some of the white and just give us a different effect on dark paper. There we go, just dried it. I mean, that was a beautiful bit of paper now, but look at all the, looks like it's just been weathered. It looks so cool. And then we've got this. It must have been something I painted. And it's not really, I think it's too dark to show up anything. What else have we got in here? What's this? I don't think there is really anything left on here, to be honest. But we'll still, I mean, that's still, there's still some splatters. Right, so I'm going to have a go. I know it's not paint, but, you know. So then I'm just going to move it round. Oh, it just splattered my top. What have we got? Right, so let's get some. Look at that. Just from the brayer. Just from the brayer. So cool. So, so cool. Right, let's pick up. See what I mean? You don't need the jelly plate. Lovely. And then we could put some on the old spider vellum. Look at that. Oh, yes. And then we've got some of this. This is the, I think this is the Brusho paper, Brusho Crystals paper that I did for Halloween last year. What else have we got? We've got a bit of lined paper here. I can just take up what's left. Lovely. And then we've got our labels, which can all go around the edge and swipe up what's left. Look at me, Matt. Right, so I'm going to have a tidy up. I'm going to dry everything, and then I'm going to show you the kind of things that I do with this kind of stuff. So we've got a lovely pile of now scraps that I would use 100% before I would pick up like something new, like, if that makes sense. But I've managed to accumulate some more scraps from the scraps. It's never ending. So what am I going to do? I've kept my mat out just because it's easier. So the kind of thing that I would do with those prints is, right, so I've got out some of my stamps and I'm just going to do, let's have a look. So let's take this bit. I've got out, this is my embroidery stamp set. And I'm just going to do everything in Nocturne, Versafine Clair. Because then look at that. The grunge behind that. Is just... it's just so cool. Bits of it will still show through, look. So cool. And then you can just stamp away. You basically, that needs to go in the other ink pad. You're basically just making ephemera. And that one will fit there. Oh, didn't push down hard enough on that. And then look at that. How cool is that? So cool. It's so cool. Let's do this little one. Da, 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 da. Nope. Let's have this little fella. My finger keeps getting in the way. I don't know if you noticed, I have a wound. I lost another nail. And I don't know if I've been too excessive with the old plaster. I had to put a waterproof plaster over my other plaster because, well, I knew I was getting messy today. And then the stamping's not very good, but that doesn't bother me because I'd still use it. Lovely. And then if we want, so I'm going to get out, I don't know where my little, well, that goes with there, but I don't know where my sheet's gone for it. So what have we got? We've got my Halloween ones. We've got the label ones, Librarian Airmail, Halloween. I've even got my Christmas ones out because there's just some cool bits. So what we could do is take out, this is last year's Halloween stamp sets. This year's will not be long. They're coming. They're coming. Right, and I'm going to use Hero Arts on this. Yes, they're not going to be long. And I will be shipping to the US as well. It will just be a little bit more expensive or higher in price than it was before. But no washi tapes. Oh, look. How cool is that? Yeah, no, unfortunately, no washi tapes. Because they come from China. So I won't be able to send washi tapes to the US. I'm sorry. And what else do we have on here? I got the old pumpkin shop. Potion. Got the word potion. Because we still have some space, so... And then once we've cut these out, we'll know how much room we've got to stamp. On in the middle bit. And then I'm just going to take my definition. Where's my little one? There it is, because yeah, it has. I thought it did. It's got a big Halloween word. Now this is my kind of crafting. And when I saw that everybody was Halloween crafting, I was like, yes! Because I thought I was going to have to wait. I mean, I know you can't really see it, but yeah, I thought I was going to have to wait until October, but no! Right, so we've got these little labels, and I did these on my computer. So, yeah, if you want them as a digital download, they're okay. I did them when I first started, so yeah. I mean, they're cool labels, especially for something like this. So, I think that one's just a little bit too small. And I think this one is a little bit too big. But we have got these ones going down the side. And then we can just go and then we've got 4 really cool ephemera labels. So cool. And this is basically what I do. I also love to get my labels set out. Right, let's move these out the way, and then I'll put all those back together. This is one of my favourite things to do with these mock-ups. I mean, you can do anything with them, really. I don't know. It won't fit that way. And even on here. 1 scrap, some jelly printing, and we've got 5 labels. 5 really interesting labels. Isn't it just cool? And then we've got I got all bubbles. We've got this little one that can go underneath. And we might just get a plain one at the top. And then look at that, for one strip of a scrap, we've got all those labels. And we can also fit another 2 there, and maybe even let's get, and you don't have to, it doesn't have to be done Halloween. It's only because I am doing Halloween every day. Well, that, and I love Halloween. And then we've got two grungy labels as well. I mean, so far, I've done a little bit of stamping. And look at all the ephemera we have got out of scraps. Just out of scraps. I absolutely love it. So, shall we carry on? I think we should. I mean, you could even... I love this one. With this one, let's do this one. I'm gonna need a bigger bit. Let's do this one. It's not that, it's the one I went over with white. We've got a piece of black cardstock there. We could stamp that while it's here. And then this stamp set has got, let me move it over here so I can see what everything is. It's got all the coordinating bits and pieces to go inside this circle. So like, for instance, we have, oh, it's got a bristle on it. Let's get rid of that. We have the Halloween that fits in there, but I didn't stamp the circle over enough like that. And then we've also got things like there's there's a crow, there's a witch's hat, there's some little witches. Look at this, wait till you see this. These are too cool, and they are just flying over the moon. How cool are they? It's also got a few sentiments, a few words that go in here as well, like that. How cool is that? I love it. I feel like I haven't played with these since last year. I haven't played with these since last year. But how cute is that? So cute. So cute. Where do I want to put this? Shall I do another? Let's do another one. And this time we'll go so also this fits across the middle too. I mean, that by itself is just so cool. And then there's a little October 31st. Down the bottom there. So cool. And then we've also got a spooky little graveyard. And what else? Shall we put All Hallows Eve? Shall we see if that will fit over the top? It should do. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that cool? So cool. And you don't have to put it in here. You can stamp these out and then just punch them out if you wanted to. I do want, let's just stamp some words while we're here. Just to build our stash. And put that over there. And look what we've got so far. We've got some really cool grungy ephemera. Something tells me this is going to be a spooky month. And we're done. Look what we've got. I did some die cutting. But first off, look at my little pumpkin bowl. Isn't it just the cutest? Oh, little pumpkin bowl. So I did some die cuts. I saw Belle does this, and she did it a lot when she was doing her Creep on June, and I was like, that is such an awesome idea. So I took my feather die, which is this one. And I took some of the thin strips. And look, I mean, look at some of these feathers. You couldn't get the texture on these if you did it separately. Look at that one. Oh, I mean, come on. They're just gorgeous. And then I did 2 out of the mop-up lined paper. Oh, wait till you see these ones. I mean, oh. Look at those. And they've not even been grunged up yet. And this one with the high flow acrylic paint by Golden, it's got, can you see that little sheen to it? Plus it's on matte photo paper, so it will be shiny anyway. And then I did the leaves, and these are the leaves. So we have, I mean, look at them. Aren't they just so cool? And they're all just so different. And they're just made out of scraps. Just scraps. And then I found this random flower die, which I don't know where it come from. I don't know if anybody knows where it's from. Let me know, because I haven't got a clue. I think it's old. I do know that, but I don't know where it's come from. It was just randomly sat in one of my many trays. But I liked it, so I stamped that. And then I used Heidi Swap's, I'm sure this is a 2-inch envelope. Yeah. Her 2-inch envelope die. And just made 2 envelopes. Look at those. Oh, cool. And then 2 tags. Just die cut 2 tags as well. And that most of that was done out of that big sheet. You know where I stamped the Halloween stamp after I jelly printed it. And this sheet was just, can you see that there? That's collage medium. This was just a mop-up. That's all this was a mop-up. Where I was just brushing over collage medium and then inking over the top. And you're going to call me stupid. I'm keeping the little bits that, and I know what you're thinking. Why? You're going to, this is a bit extreme now, Tone. But when you make clusters, like I make clusters, these things are not ridiculous, because you'll be looking for something, you just want a bit of texture or a bit of colour or a bit of something hanging off, and them little scraps, they're going to save you. They're brilliant. So yeah, that's my justification for saving every single little thing. A hoarder? No, me, never. And these are the stamped images that we did. So we've got labels. I mean, just look at these. Don't these just look really old and grungy? And then here's the bits that I stamped in white, cut out. Come on. And look at these labels that were on that piece of scrap. Look at that. And we've got the word Halloween. Another one. And they're all different. They're literally all different. Look at that. They're just so cool. Every single, I mean, we've even like simplest of labels down to grungiest of labels. And they're just so, oh, I just love them all. And then we've got our little Halloween sign. Another piece of ephemera, it's upside down. There's another one from that bit of paper. Loads more labels. I mean, look. All this beautiful ephemera. And, I mean, you know, you don't just have to use it for Halloween. If you don't want to, you can use it for all year round. But, yeah, we not only have some die cuts, we have, I think my pumpkin bowl is a little bit too small. So we're going to transfer the die cuts to the pumpkin bowl. Like that. And then we're going to put these in here. Isn't that better? See, there's always a way around it. And then we also have all of this. Look at all, I mean, that's not, I found that on the floor, so I just picked it up and added it to it. But look at all of this that we can still make die cuts out of, labels out of, stamped ephemera. We have still got so much left over to play with. And this we didn't even touch the surface. Look at that. Little bit of glitter. Yeah, we didn't even touch the surface, and look at what we've got. Oh, I had so much fun today. I know this video is probably a week old. A week long, should I say. But it was just, this is my kind of fun. I love it. So don't forget to give this a go. If you do, tag me on social media. All my socials in the description box down below or at the end of the video. And don't forget to use the hashtag Scraptember 2025 as well. And let us know which prompt you're doing so that we can, yeah. Look at that. It's so cool. It's so cool. Today was paint for me, and I had so much fun doing this, prepping and getting ready for the spooky season. So I will be back on Thursday, and Margaret is back tomorrow. Don't know what she's going to do, but her project was amazing. So cool. So yeah, I will be back on Thursday. Give this a go. It's so much fun. If you've got any questions, leave me a comment, and I will see you next time. Happy crafting, everybody, and take care. Bye.